Welcome back to the channel. I'm Tim, this is Egg Chasers, and this is my morning after report. And you may be able to hear from my voice, it is very much the morning after. Lots of fun was had last night, as I'm sure it was all over Auckland, all over Melbourne, and certainly here in Durban, lots and lots of fun was had by both sets of fans. Absolutely brilliant occasion, and I just thought it's worth reflecting on it. I'm Tim, this is Egg Chasers. Your comments down below, give the video a thumbs up, hit subscribe, all that stuff. But let's just enjoy the fact that was an awesome day of rugby, wasn't it? How good. How good. The rugby gods served up an absolute treat. There's talk of too much rugby at the minute. Players are tired, all the rest of it. There's a lot of that chat at the minute. But just, and I get it. And to a degree, I agree. However, yesterday was just elite, high-class level rugby. And I love the way the matchups fell. Yes, I know Scotland are in North and South America, or the North America, and France are in South America, and fine, those happened as well. But it's just perfect, isn't it, that Australia were playing Wales when they're kind of, well, as I've been calling it affectionately, the basket case bowl. I think that phrase has been started to be taken on elsewhere, which is cool. And England and New Zealand, two teams that just lost out to South Africa and are just below at the World Cup, and they're just below like the very best, but rising forces. And then the two best teams in the world. And that's where I just want to have a little bit more focus on that game yesterday, because I gave you my thoughts immediately after the game. There'll be videos coming up of all of my activities yesterday and chatting to the fans and stuff. But just what an occasion. What an occasion. That was rugby from the gods. It really was. I came to South Africa saying that I'm coming here because this is as good as rugby gets in 2024. And it did not disappoint. Two awesome test matches between two such well-matched teams that are the best two in the world. I'm sure France would have something to say about that. I'm sure New Zealand and England will have something to say about that. But there's no doubt in my mind those are the best two teams in the world. And I was so, I said used the word privileged. I feel so grateful to be here. I mean, that extends to just being in this country, which has just come back. The fact that there's the URC rivalry now, I think there's a lot of Irish fans that will be looking at the time that the Ireland fans here have had, and we'll hear them coming back to Ireland, and they'll be back out for URC. I mean, for the good of both sets of players, maybe it would be a good idea not to play quite as many games between Ireland and South Africa, because the brutality of the matches takes its toll. It took its toll on Ireland last week, and it took its toll on South Africa yesterday. Great result for rugby as well. Ireland winning. I mean, just a good result because the best team on the day won, which is what you hope will happen. But it would have been a 6-0 whitewash in those three matches: Wales, Australia, England, New Zealand, South Africa, Ireland. And for a Northern Hemisphere team to get a win on the road, and especially in the back garden of the home champion, of the world champions. Can you tell my brain is working a little slow today? Yeah, yeah. It was brilliant, and I mean, I did not see that Irish performance coming. When you think about the injuries that everyone was talking about before the tour even happened, and I talked about the slight apathy, and people in the comments have said to me, yeah, you know what, Tim, it's been a long season. People are thinking without Gibson Park, without Keenan, without Hansen, we're just going, and our guys are just going to get flogged. But that could be a moment for Ireland that you look back on in years to come and say that was a key moment, because, yeah, guys like Jamison Gibson Park not there, but the way Craig Casey played when he was on the field last week shows that you can have confidence in that guy in the biggest of games going forward. And in yesterday's game, Jamie Osborne, Kieran Frawley, huge. That is huge for Ireland. And surely, I mean, Kieran Frawley's not going to have to buy a pint in Dublin for the rest of his life. But at the very least, when he goes back to Dublin, he should have the number 10 jersey on his back playing for Leinster. Surely that would be great for Ireland, wouldn't it? You got Jack Crowley doing great things at Munster, and you'll have Kieran Frawley, your man, at 10 as well, trying to duke it out with him for a spot in the team. at Leinster. That is fantastic for Irish rugby. The revelation, though, Jamie Osborne. Honestly, did you think he had that performance in him? A performance that would mean not only did you not miss Hugo Keenan, arguably the best fullback in the world. Some would argue Willemse or Beauden Barrett showed that he's pretty good anyway, and Thomas Ramos, all the rest of it. But I'd probably have had Hugo Keenan in that number one spot. Just his rugby brains out, just insane. But not only did you not miss Hugo Keenan, but Jamie Osborne offered things that Hugo Keenan can't. He was like an extra centre for Ireland, just coming in, and the interplay with Henshaw and Ringrose was absolutely awesome. And yeah, some of the high balls that he caught and all the rest of it. And I guess on the flip side, when you look at the fullback situation, I thought Osborne Leroux was a total mismatch, and that would be one place that South Africa exploited. As it is, minute 1, Willie Leroux went off. I haven't actually seen what happened with that. Let me know. The game was on in the hotel. I was having breakfast, and I did keep my eye out for it, but I didn't see what happened there. But anyway, it doesn't really matter. Willie Leroux went off at the very start of the game, and Sasha Feinberg and Ngomazulu, we saw glimpses of the raw and incredible talent of that guy. He's going to be a rock star of a rugby player. But yeah, Jamie Osborne was class, and I think I mentioned it on the video yesterday, but that intent and that intensity from Ireland in the opening moments. There were two times that really won that game for Ireland in my mind. When you look back, obviously the 80 minutes, there's all sorts. Every moment's important, but the intensity of the first 10 minutes, the weight in the shots, the fearlessness in the carries and the defensive shots, just from another dimension from Ireland in that opening 10 minutes, which bashed up the box. I mean, to come to South Africa, I mean, I can tell you firsthand, and it didn't need me to tell you because it's evident. This is a country of large men, giant men. There's lots of them everywhere. As they would say, these big oaks, these great big oaks everywhere. And to come to South Africa on their patch and beat up a Springbok pack, which is what Ireland did in that opening 10 minutes. And this is what Springbok fans were saying yesterday. They said, we got beaten up. And that's the bit that's probably hardest to take from South Africa's point of view, is that Ireland, I mean, South Africa took their foot off the gas. Ireland beat them up in the first 10 minutes. And that was massive, as was the guts. So it was the fight at the start, and it was the guts at the end. I mean, Marco van Staden, brain-dead call to just giving away a penalty, which gave Ireland the opportunity to attack and eventually get that drop goal. But the execution, the accuracy under the greatest of pressure was fantastic. So I think one interesting thing to watch, we talked about, so that the churn came from the Irish team before the tour even happened, with players out, and between last week and today and yesterday when there were players injured. The churn from South Africa, that's going to be the interesting one to watch, isn't it? Which players are going to start to be phased out now? Because you felt after the game, and hindsight's always 20/20, but it's only after the game you go, yeah, maybe the most experienced South African side in history, 990-something caps, nearly 1,000 caps, maybe just needed a little bit of fresh energy. Yeah, there was only one player in the pack under 30 years of age. And, yeah, that's going to be interesting to watch. So is it guys like, Bongi Mbonambi didn't have a great day at the office, did he? But he's still got gas in the tank. But is it going to be Evan Ruiz coming in? Are you going to see a bit of a change in the Springbok back row? If you are going to play this Tony Brown attacking rugby, which actually it was a little bit more balanced yesterday, is Handré Pollard the best man? He's an incredible goal kicker, as we saw yesterday, and a really, really good all-round 10. And I've watched him play a lot in the Premiership, and he is superb. But do you hand the keys to Manie Libbok or Sasha Feinberg and Ngomazulu or Jordan Hendricks or whoever it may be? It's interesting times ahead for the world champions. I'd love to know what you think down in the comments. Springbok fans said that a few that I spoke to sort of said variations of that they bottled the start of that match. Ireland would probably say they did the same last week. And, I mean, this rivalry is awesome. This rivalry is absolutely awesome. This country's absolutely brilliant, and I've loved travelling around it. As I say, more videos are going to come from my travels around South Africa. It's quite hard when you're travelling on your own, hotel to hotel, town to town, city to city, to get the time to sit down and get all the content up. But I've done as much as I possibly could. Oh, losing my voice. And thank you so much for your support on the channel. Give the video a thumbs up. Tell me what you think. What are your thoughts the day after? What needs to happen? If you're an Ireland fan, moving forward, have we just had a glimpse of what's to come? Was that Peter O'Mahony's last match? I hope it wasn't. And South African fans, where does the turnover and the churn need to come? Or is that too reactionary? And it's fine. It's just two great teams going head to head, and game on. I will see you on the next one.